Welcome to the Wild Planet HD channel. Our episode today is A Star is Bred, the Rough Collie story. You know this face, right? I mean, come on, we're talking about one of the most recognizable, most beloved dog breeds on the entire planet. For so many of us, that elegant profile, that gentle look, it's just instantly familiar. Yeah, a lot of us grew up with this dog on our TV screens, didn't we? The perfect, heroic family pet. But that's just one part of a much bigger, much more rugged story. So today we're going to peel back that Hollywood glamour and get to the real, fascinating history of the Rough Collie. Long before the movie sets and the fancy dog shows, the Collie was an absolutely essential working dog. We're talking for centuries, out in the rugged highlands of Scotland and Wales, bred for one main purpose: to manage and protect sheep. And what's super interesting is that the original Collie wasn't just one kind of dog. It was more of a regional thing with two main varieties. You had your Scottish version, big, strong, a little more aggressive, tough enough for those stubborn Highland sheep. And then there was the Welsh version, smaller, quicker, a bit friendlier, perfect for herding goats. So the Collie we know and love today, it's basically a blend of those two, mixing that strength with a friendlier personality. And these dogs were built for endurance. Get this, some reports say these early Collies could cover 100 miles in a single day. Can you even imagine? Yeah, that's a long way from the fluffy show dogs we see today, isn't it? So how in the world did this tough-as-nails sheepdog become a symbol of pure elegance? Well, the answer involves a queen. The whole game changed in the 1800s. Queen Victoria saw these dogs at her castle in Scotland and just fell in love with them. And when the queen loves something, everyone loves something. All of a sudden, they were the it dog for the aristocracy. This popularity boom led to the first official breed clubs popping up, first in England, and then just 5 years later in America. So with all this new attention focused on looks, breeders started to, refine the Collie's appearance. Which leads to a pretty big question. How did they get that elegant, tapered face that we all recognize? Well, the rumor, and it's a pretty strong one, is that to get that longer, more noble-looking head, early breeders actually crossed Collies with the Borzoi, the Russian wolfhound. And it was that kind of selective breeding that gave us the absolutely stunning dog we have today. And that coat, it's just magnificent. Officially, there are 4 recognized colors. You've got the classic sable and white. That's the one that goes from a light tan all the way to a rich mahogany. Then there's the striking tricolor, the beautiful mottled merle, and the color-headed white. But even more than the coat or the classic white collar, the real defining feature of a Rough Collie is its head. It's all about geometry, really. The top of the skull and the top of the muzzle are on 2 parallel planes. It's what creates that signature, smooth, blunted wedge shape. And you can really see this when you put them side by side with other similar-looking dogs. Take a Shetland sheepdog, a Sheltie. Its head planes aren't parallel like the Collies. And a Border Collie? The difference is even clearer. The muzzle is way shorter, and that stop between the eyes and the muzzle is much more defined. It's a totally different look. So yeah, they're gorgeous, but don't let that pretty face fool you. That beauty is definitely not just skin deep. Underneath all that fur is the razor-sharp brain of a world-class herding dog, and it is absolutely still there. And that intelligence doesn't go to waste, let me tell you. Nowadays, Collies are doing so much more than just herding sheep. They're incredibly versatile. You'll see them crushing it in agility and obedience trials, but also doing incredibly important work as search and rescue dogs, therapy dogs, and even guide dogs for the blind. It's amazing. And for Collie owners who want to, tap into that amazing history, you totally can. It usually starts with something called a herding instinct test. Basically, a fun way to see if your dog still got that natural drive. And if they do, you can go on to training and even competitions, which is a fantastic way to keep that incredible working heritage alive. Okay, let's switch gears a little. For anyone out there thinking about bringing one of these beautiful dogs into your family, this next part is really, really important. We've got to talk about health. Now, collies are generally pretty healthy, but there are a few genetic issues to be aware of. The biggest one is something called Collie eye anomaly, or CEA for short. It's an inherited condition where the eye doesn't develop properly. It can even lead to blindness, so it's absolutely vital that puppies get screened for it by a specialist. And here's something every single collie owner or potential owner needs to know. Could a very common medication actually be dangerous or even deadly for your collie? The answer is, unfortunately, yes. A lot of collies carry a specific gene mutation, it's called MDR1, that makes them extremely sensitive to certain drugs, including ivermectin, which is in a lot of common parasite medications. For a dog with this gene, a normal dose can cause severe neurological problems or even be fatal. This is exactly why genetic testing is so vital. And besides that, you'll also want to be aware of things like PRA, gray collie syndrome, and hip dysplasia. So the big takeaway here is that being a responsible owner means being informed. It means doing the genetic testing and just being aware so you can give these incredible dogs the long, healthy life they deserve. Which brings us full circle. From a tough shepherd to a global superstar, what is it that makes the collie's legacy last for so long? Maybe it's that incredible story. That journey from a hardy working dog in the Scottish Highlands to a Queen's companion and a Hollywood icon. I think it's that perfect blend of brains, loyalty, and that classic, timeless beauty. It's a combination that has just captured our hearts generation after generation. Our episode today has ended. Thank you for watching, and see you in another video.